Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So as I did say earlier on, I said I might currently do a preview on the Tottenham versus Arsenal game, so I will currently do that preview now. Saturday 12:30 kickoff, as we all currently know, it's a lunchtime kickoff, it's Tottenham versus Arsenal, as I said. So as it does currently stand at the moment, if Arsenal can get victory at Tottenham this Saturday, this will only put Arsenal 1 point behind Tottenham, because recently, Arsenal have been in a really good run of form, as we all currently know. Since that Bates-Borisov defeat in the Europa League, they have won their last three in all competitions. They have won 5 of their last 6 league games, as well as Arsenal, as I currently said. So they will be confident, going into this game. Will Arsenal as well? They played each other twice early on the season. Arsenal did beat them in the reverse fixture 4-2 in the Premier League. Tottenham did knock them out of the cup earlier on in the season as well, by 2 goals to 0. They knocked them out of the Carabao Cup at the Emirates as well. And yeah, so basically Arsenal are in a bit of a good run of form at the moment. Obviously, they do want to get top four this season, obviously, so they can invest more money into the club. So they either basically want to succeed in the Europa League, win the Europa League. That's their only chance of silverware this season, so they can get automatic Champions League qualification for next season, or of course get top four, so they can qualify for the Champions League next season. To be quite fair, Unai Emery, has done a really good job as Arsenal manager. It's only his first season, as I said, as Arsenal manager. They did go to 22 games unbeaten earlier on in the season as well. And to be quite fair, he did recommend 5 players to come in last summer. Did Unai Emery, and he has got a pretty decent. He has got like a different philosophy. To Arsene Wenger, as we all currently know, and he has got that winning pedigree. Because he proven himself fantastically well when he's at PSG. He won trophies. He won trophies. When he was at Sevilla as well. Unai Emery, as I said, but Arsenal have got to back him, as I currently said. As I did say, Arsenal will be disappointed, that there was only restricted to loan signings, back in the January transfer window, as I said. But reports do say that they are going to get, I think, a spending spree to spend in the summer. So they do need to currently back the manager more. So they are going to get a spending spree in the summer. Of course, Arsenal have got the funds, they have got the money. It's just that the current owner, Stan Kroenke, is not investing into the club. He's taking money out of the club. So Arsenal currently are aware that investment is needed in their squad in the summer, without a shadow of a doubt. From a Tottenham perspective, as I currently said, they've been in a bad run of form lately. They've lost the last 2 games. Lost at Chelsea yesterday 2-0, lost at Burnley at the weekend 2-1. But they've got quite a few injury problems of Tottenham. Kane has just recently, recovered from injury as well. Of course, he likes scoring against Arsenal, does Harry Kane. So he just recently recovered from injury. Dele Alli, of course, one of their star players, is currently still out, I think, with an injury. But is there any possible chance, he could recover, for this game on Saturday? I think Vertonghen just suffered an injury as well. I think Eric Dyer is out for Tottenham as well. I think Vincent Janssen has also got an injury as well. But Tottenham, obviously, will want to get back to winning ways, because obviously they do, obviously you can say now they're out of the title race, Tottenham. So obviously they do want to secure that top four. The Tottenham have spent around £254 million on players, since Pochettino got recommended in 2014. This is his 5th season now, Mauricio Pochettino's. But as I did say, if Tottenham are to be up there challenging for silverware, or winning any silverware, Pochettino and Tottenham do know that more investment is needed in their club in the summer. So Tottenham do need to spend in the summer, as I currently said, if they're going to start winning trophies under Mauricio Pochettino. Because I did say, Mauricio Pochettino is a really good manager. He's good at growing and developing young players. Is Mauricio Pochettino, as we all currently know. And in terms of, he has got a good philosophy. Mauricio Pochettino, he has got that attacking philosophy, but he's yet to prove himself. So he hasn't got a winning pedigree in terms of winning any silverware, because he hasn't won any silverware yet, Mauricio Pochettino. So in terms of silverware, he hasn't got a good pedigree, as we all know, because he hasn't won any silverware yet. He's well proven, of course, in the Premier League. This is his 5th season with Tottenham. Before he was at Southampton, but he only had a short tenure with Southampton. Did Mauricio Pochettino, as I said, and he's been managing since 2009, as we all currently know. Tottenham, of course, are still awaiting, their new stadium. I think it's sometime this year. Tottenham are currently going to get their new stadium, but I think Danny Levy, has obviously, got to let Tottenham, invest some more money into their club in the summer. As I said, I still probably think Tottenham will probably still end up finishing in the top four or the top three. Even though they've been on a bad run of form lately. As I said. But yeah, this will be a close game to call because it is a North London derby, as we all know. Arsenal, of course, have got injuries of their own. They've had quite a few injuries this season of Arsenal. As I said, they've got Rob Holding out, long-term absence. He's out for the season. Welbeck's out for the season. Hector Bellerin, of course, is out for the season as well for Arsenal. I think, Stephen Lichtstein has just recently suffered an injury as well. Alex Iwobi has just previously been injured for Arsenal as well. They've had quite a few injury problems this season of Arsenal. They've had Ozil, he's had a couple of injuries this season as well. As I said, Socrates has had a couple of injuries. Ramsey, I think, had an injury or two as well. So they have had quite a few injuries this season, as I said. But for them to be potentially title contenders in the future, Arsenal, they do need to invest in the club in the summer. But as I did currently say, yeah, so they have got a few injuries themselves. But to be quite fair, they put a good performance in against Bournemouth. They beat Bournemouth by 5-1, beat Southampton last weekend by 2-0 to nil as well did Arsenal. But Ozil, as I did say, he remains loyal to the club, does Mesut Ozil. He does admit, that he does love Arsenal, Mesut Ozil, even though there was a narrative going on, back in January and all that, there was strong speculation of Mesut Ozil, leaving Arsenal because obviously, Umar Mir is dropping in, and Umar Mir did say at that moment in time that he did want to sell Ozil, because that's why he was dropping in from the squad, because he did want to sell Ozil, to raise some funds, and in terms of wages and finances, he wanted to save millions, as I said. But Ozil, has failed to really, adapt himself under Umar, as I said, through the course of the season, he has suffered a couple of injuries as well, but in the last couple of games, he's found his feet again, I think he's regained his form now, Mesut Ozil, because in the last 2 or 3 games, he has been playing regularly as Mesut Ozil, Umar has been selecting him, Mesut Ozil, that I do think probably, he will stay at Arsenal, he's got he signed a new contract worth £350,000 a week, as I said, and, basically Arsenal still know how much of a central player he is, even though he's age 30 now. Of course, he's been in the Premier League. What is this? His 6th season now in the Premier League. Mesut Ozil, so he's highly experienced in the Premier League, as I said. And of course, Arsenal paid £42.5 million for him from Real Madrid. Of course, what Arsenal paid, £42.5 million from Real Madrid, and the other clubs he's been at, he was at Werder Bremen at one point. He actually began his career as a youngster with Schalke as well, Mesut Ozil. But Arsenal still know how much of the central player is. It looking like he's going to be staying, so he's been playing well in the last couple of games as well as Mesut Ozil. But he has had a couple of injuries this season as well. But it would be hard for Arsenal to find a buyer anywhere, because a lot of teams, that would interest him. Of course, can't afford his current wages. I think Aubameyang and Lacazette, fitting the Arsenal team very, very well. I do think, they're a fantastic partnership, Aubameyang and Lacazette. I think they're fitting the team very, very well. I think they combine very, very well, and they are a fantastic partnership, and they lead the lines, they score goals, as I said, and, they're replicating both players, Lacazette and Aubameyang, they're replicating the form, what Lacazette, did at Lyon. He was very, very good at Lyon, where he progressed up the ranks. Aubameyang was very, very good at Borussia Dortmund, but since they've both come in the Premier League, they've been fantastic indeed, of Aubameyang and Lacazette. Of course, when Aaron Ramsey plays, he still gives it, 100%, nearly 100% each game, Aaron Ramsey, even though, of course, Arsenal do know that Aaron Ramsey, of course, is going in the summer. He's going to Juventus in the summer. He signed a 4-year deal, as we all currently know, to join Juventus in the summer. So this is when his contract expires. So Aaron Ramsey is set to become the highest British played player. I think the 8th best played player all in all, and he's going to be the second highest paid player behind Cristiano Ronaldo in the Juventus team, and I do think he'll fit in the Juventus team very, very well. Of course, he's 28 years of age now. Arsenal have given him, a fantastic, standing ovation, for what he's done at the club, over the years, because he has been a good servant at Arsenal Football Club as Aaron Ramsey. I think he's been here over a decade now. I think he's been here 11 years now. Aaron Ramsey, of course, as I said, he's made over 300 odd appearances in all competitions. He's made over 300 odd appearances in all competitions, as we all know, and he's been at Arsenal since 2008. As a youngster, risen up the the ranks with Cardiff for 8 years, something like that. But Arsenal paid an initial just £5 million, and he's grown, developed fantastically well. He's Aaron Ramsey, and he's a really, really good box-to-box midfielder, as we all currently know. But yeah, he's been a long servant for Arsenal. He has been there 11 years, but he is going to Juventus in the summer. Is Aaron Ramsey, so possibly Arsenal may try and find a replacement for him as well. And Arsenal have still got players, coming to the end of the contracts. Petr Cech, I think's, retiring at the end of the season. I still think, Monreal's coming to an end of his deal. Carl Jenkinson's coming to an end of his deal. Initially, they have got Denis Suarez on loan with Arsenal as well. Obviously, Arsenal did get Denis Suarez in the January transfer window. They paid an initial £2 million to get him on loan, with the option to buy in the summer for around £17-18 million. But as I did currently say, Umray knows him anywhere before he came to Arsenal, because he used to work with him at Sevilla and all that. And Denis Suarez, as I currently said, will Arsenal decide to buy him in the summer? It depends if he makes an impact, and it depends if he fits in the team. Umray mainly sees him as a winger, but he can play as a midfielder as well. So he is versatile, is Denis Suarez, without a shadow of a doubt. But Arsenal were disappointed that they didn't get another loan signing, alongside, Denis Suarez, and this is what Umray, wanted to do. But they are going to get a spending spree in the summer, but it's obviously got to be Stan Kroenke that's got to invest into Arsenal Football Club. As I currently said, so they do still know where the problems lie for me. They probably still need another defender, probably maybe need a winger as well. Arsenal, even though Denis Suarez can play on the wing, they still may need another winger as well. So these key areas, where Arsenal do need to strengthen up. But as I did currently say, there's a few teams going for that top four. Arsenal at the moment is just sitting a point above my club, Manchester United. But as I did currently say, if Arsenal can get a victory at Tottenham, they will go only 1 point behind Tottenham, as I currently said, because Tottenham have lost their last 2 games, as we all currently know. But yeah, Arsenal have got injuries, Tottenham have got injuries as well. It's unlikely Dele Alli, will feature in the game, but he's done a good job as Pochettino. He's good at growing and developing young players. As I said, well Premier League proven, but hasn't proven himself in terms of silverware. Yeah, I think his philosophy is very, very good. He does have that attacking philosophy, does Mauricio Pochettino, as I said. But I think they've spent about 254 million in transfer fees, since Pochettino, got recommended in. Of course, they have sold players as well of Tottenham, as we all currently know. But yeah, it will be an interesting game. It always is, a North London derby, as we all know. Tottenham seem to, be very, very good against Arsenal, when they're at home against Arsenal, as I currently said. But obviously, I think Tottenham will probably still finish in the top 4. There's a few teams going for that top 4, because we know Tottenham are not going to win the league. It's obviously between Manchester City and Liverpool, as we all currently know in the process, guys. It's between Manchester City and Liverpool, as we all currently know. So whilst I'm on this video, I will do the Manchester United Southampton preview as well. So yeah, looking very, very good under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, since he's took the veins at Old Trafford, as we all currently know. It's looking very, very good indeed. Peter Schmeichel, the ex-Manchester United goalkeeper, has come out in the media. I think there's been talks that he's interested in taking the director's role at Manchester United, because of course, the club is still looking to hire a director of football to come in as well. But Peter Schmeichel has come out and he's basically said, in relation to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he does believe that, Manchester United should hire him and they should give him the job on a full-time basis. A lot of pundits have said this, a lot of ex-players have said it as well, that Solskjaer, should get the job on a full-time basis. But going into the Manchester United Southampton game, is on Saturday. It is a 3 o'clock kickoff, as well. It's still essential that we do win, so we can keep that pressure on the top 4, as I said. But it should be an easy win, because obviously, Southampton, of course, are fighting relegation, as we all currently know. To be quite fair, in recent years, Old Trafford against Southampton, we haven't been that good against them, to be quite honest with you. We've only beaten once at Old Trafford, since Ferguson retired, as we all know. Of course, it was a draw early on the season, wasn't it? Wasn't too early on the season. I think the last 2 games have been draws between Man United and Southampton. Last season's game was 0-0 at Old Trafford as well. But Southampton, are struggling, and obviously they've just not too long ago, just recently, recommended Ralph Hasenhuttl. They got him in December, obviously, to replace Mark Hughes, because Mark Hughes, of course, got sacked earlier on in the season as well. But Southampton, of course, will be fighting relegation this season, without a shadow of a doubt. I do think, they've got a couple of injuries as well of Southampton, but I'm very, very confident Manchester United are going to win this, as we all know. As I did update you earlier on of what basically Dad, what are you doing? as I did update you earlier on of what Solskjaer, come out in the media and currently said, he was comparing, the youngster James Garner, who currently made his Premier League debut, for Manchester United yesterday, only 17 years of age. Solskjaer came out in the media and he compared James Garner to Michael Carrick. So basically, he's compared, he's compared James Garner to Michael Carrick. So he's compared him, to one of the most greatest midfielders of the modern era. So what he's basically saying is Solskjaer, he does believe in this James Garner. He's got a lot of faith in him. I think he's tipped him, to break into the first team, James Garner as well. But what he said in relation to James Garner, he does believe that James Garner, can emulate into the next Michael Carrick. So Solskjaer believes that Garner, can be the next Michael Carrick for Manchester United as well. But it was good to see him make his debut yesterday. Of course, he is only age 17, as we all currently know. So Solskjaer came out in the press and said that, and he did say he does believe that Garner has somewhere along the lines, the same mould as Michael Carrick, because obviously Michael Carrick is one of the coaching staff now at Manchester United. As we all know, he was a great serving player for Manchester United. Spent 12 years at the club, as we all know. Of course, won everything as well, made over 300 odd appearances. Did Michael Carrick as well. So he's compared James Garner to Michael Carrick, as we all currently know. So he does believe he will be the next Michael Carrick. James Garner, this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said. But going into Southampton game, as we all currently know, I probably think he'll probably somewhere along the line play a kind of similar lineup, to as he did do against Crystal Palace. I do think there'll be alterations made. He will rotate the squad a little bit. Will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. But as I did say yesterday, very impressive win against Crystal Palace. As I currently said, Manchester United won 3-1. Lukaku, scoring 2 goals. He's making a fantastic impact. It was good to see, Luke Shaw, as they currently say, get an assist as well. It was good to see Lindelof get an assist. It was good to see yet again, Paul Pogba get an assist, for Ashley Young's third goal as well. So the goals were Lukaku 2 goals, Ashley Young scored the third. As I currently said, but it was a good masterclass performance again for Manchester United. Palace did have their chances in the game, I heard as well. But yeah, it was a very good performance for Manchester United. So that does now stand as 8 wins in all competitions now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer away from home. It's 12 out of 15 in all competitions, and now I think that is 9 league wins, 33 goals scored in the process as well. So hopefully we can continue this good run of form. It's good to see that we haven't lost that momentum. Losing against Paris Saint-Germain the other week as well. Of course, Paris Saint-Germain is coming up as we all currently know. Paul Pogba is suspended for the game as well. But going into Southampton game, we know we've got a lot of injuries still, as we all know. The good news is Rashford is no longer injured. He has no longer got that ankle problem, so it will be likely that Rashford will play against Southampton, because he came on, of course, in the Crystal Palace game, as we all currently know. So it's likely that Rashford should be okay to play against Crystal Palace. Against Southampton, should I say. And also too, we've still got other injuries as well, though. We've got Herrera, of course, he's injured. He's got a hamstring injury. We know Juan Mata has got a hamstring injury, as we all know. We do know that Jesse Lingard, of course, still got a hamstring injury as well. We know Martial still got a groin injury, but I think he's close to returning full fitness as well. And we've got other injuries as well. But considering that Manchester United have got a string of injuries, as we all know, considering that we didn't invest in the January transfer window, Solskjaer has done a really good job, as we all know. But against Palace, he went with a 4-2-3-1. He only initially made 3 changes. He went with De Gea in net, he went with Young, he went with Smalling and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership, he went with Luke Shaw at left-back. The 2 holding midfielders, he went with Fred and McTominay, giving Fred, the opportunity. Fred and McTominay, the defensive midfield. In the attacking position, he went with Sanchez on the left, Pogba in the number 10. They got a lot on the right, so he was playing, in more of an attacking position. He was actually playing right wing, was Diego Dalot, and we saw Lukaku up top as well. Solskjaer has inspired Romelu Lukaku, which is very good. So somewhere along the lines in his Southampton game, it will be a sort of similar lineup, as I said. But as we all know, now we've got injuries to Nemanja Matic, of course. He's out for a couple of weeks, as we all know. He's got a muscle injury. Hopefully somewhere along the line, he can regain full fitness for the PSG game, because he has been playing an instrumental role under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I think his performances have been his form's been rejuvenated, and I think he's looking very effective in that midfield. And we know the main midfield trio Solskjaer's been going with has obviously been Matic, Herrera and Pogba, as we all currently know. But now I think, some youngsters are going to get a chance in there now, considering, the injuries we've currently got. So Matic is out for a couple of weeks with a muscle injury, as we all know. Of course, Herrera, as I did say, has got a hamstring injury, and hopefully somewhere online, we can come to an agreement of getting Ander Herrera a new deal, because he does deserve it, based on his fantastic performances, and especially, I think he's always been a consistent player, but since Solskjaer's coming, I think Ander Herrera's performances have definitely improved as a Man United player. He's breaking up the play very, very well. He's a good ball playing midfield, and I think, he's playing a bigger part in the team. He's been playing more regularly from the start as well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so he does deserve a new contract based on his performances. We do know that Juan Mata, of course, is still out. He's got a hamstring injury, as we all know. We know mainly anyway under Solskjaer, he hasn't been first choice. He's aging up now, of course. He is age 30 now. He's Juan Mata, as we all currently know. But as I did say, mainly Jesse Lingard has mainly been first choice over him on that right hand side mainly. But of course, Juan Mata's out. We don't know. I don't know how long Juan Mata, Herrera, or Jesse Lingard are out for. We're not too sure yet. Nothing's updated on that scenario yet. But Mata has got a hamstring injury, but we don't know how long he's out for. As I said, of course, Jesse Lingard as well. He's got a hamstring injury. As I said, I don't know how long Jesse Lingard is out for, but he's progression as a Manchester United player has been very, very good. He's looked very, very good on that right hand side. He's showing the ability to attack, provide, score goals, which he's been doing, especially under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. So Lingard has been playing really, really well indeed. So I don't know how long, Lingard's out for. But as I did say now, with the injuries, we've currently got, especially, in that midfield, it's going to allow more opportunities, for Fred, Andres Pereira, and, Scott McTominay and all that. So they are going to be given more of an opportunity, as I said. In relation to Andres Pereira, of course, Solskjaer himself has been in talks with Andres Pereira, regarding his future at Manchester United. Andres Pereira, as I said, I think he does have strong reservations about his game time. Does Andres Pereira as well. Because when he was actually, on his loan spells with Granada and Valencia, Andres Pereira, he was a more of a first team regular, he played a lot of games, but as a Man United player, he hasn't really had that opportunity, Andres Pereira. But now we have got these injuries, I think he will, get given the chance, Andres Pereira. But what are you doing?
No.
Well,
Is your college finished for a week? All right.
Yeah, why?
No, I just wondered.
Yeah, why?
Just wondered, fella.
Don't
you use them? Them?
Use what? No.
You don't use them?
No.
I might as well take them because I wear a shirt. I'll take on back in.
Yeah, make me a drink.
Eh?
Yeah.
That's making tea. So
No, I said a drink of tea.
Yeah,
But yeah, as I did say in relation to Andres Pereira, I think Solskjaer is keen on getting him a new long-term contract at Manchester United. But of course, he has strong reservations about his game time. Obviously, graduated from the Manchester United youth system. I think he's 23 years of age, as I said. But now he's going to be probably given more opportunities. He'll be given more opportunities now, considering the injuries we have got. We know Martial's still out with a groin injury as well, so this will probably now allow more opportunities for Alexis Sanchez, to prove himself as well. Because in relation to Alexis Sanchez, as I currently said, we know he's 30 years of age. We do know he's lost that yard of pace, as we all know. He did play okay yesterday. Sanchez, I think some of his link-up play, with Lukaku, where was very, very good. Alexis Sanchez, as I said. But in relation to Sanchez, he has enjoyed a very, very difficult time as a Manchester United player, as we all know. He has been here just over a year. He has had a couple of injuries as well, and he hasn't really established himself in the team. He has lacked goals as well. Solskjaer were talking about him, Sanchez the other day, saying that he'd lost faith in him. He'd lost all his trustworthy in Alexis Sanchez as well. But as I did say, if there's no improvements in his performances, because he will be given a bit more opportunities now, Manchester United, may consider, selling Alexis Sanchez in the summer. But he's nowhere near the player he was at Arsenal. But maybe try rotating him, maybe try putting him in a different position, because if the position he plays, he may not be getting the freedom, and he may be playing in a restricted position, Alexis Sanchez. In terms to Romelu Lukaku, I've been very, very impressed with Lukaku, when he has been given the chance, as I said, and I thought he played played really, really well yesterday. Scored 2 goals, as I said, and he has still got a really, really good pedigree in the Premier League as Romelu Lukaku. As I said, he's got a really, really good pedigree in the Premier League because he scored loads and loads of goals in the Premier League. He scored loads of goals at Everton. He scored goals at Chelsea. He scored goals at West Brom, as we all currently know as well. He scored 27 goals in all competitions in his first season with Manchester United, did Romelu Lukaku. But to be quite fair, we know mainly Rashford has been first choice anywhere. But as I did currently say, when Romelu Lukaku has been given the chance, I think his form has been rejuvenated under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. But in relation, we know he's very, very slow. We do have concerns about his first touch, as we all currently know, because what Rashford can offer up front, Lukaku cannot do this, as I said. But anyway, it's likely now, probably for the Palace game, we'll probably play Rashford and probably, Lukaku up top. He'll probably give Lukaku another chance again, based on his fantastic performance he put out against Crystal Palace. But Rashford, I think he's on the brink anyway of signing a new 6-year deal with Manchester United, as we all currently know. And he deserves it, Marcus Rashford, a new 6-year deal, as I said. So this would take him under contract till 2025, and it'll take him till the age of 27. His current deal ends in 2020, with an option of a third year as well. He has been United player since the age of 7, progressed up the ranks fantastically well. Been in the senior squad with us as well since 2016, Marcus Rashford as well. But since Solskjaer's come in, Rashford, is scoring more goals, his finishing's improving as well, and he does look very, very effective, centrally, does Marcus Rashford, without a shadow of a doubt as well. So it is good, that he has recovered from that ankle injury, as I said. And, defensively, I've been very, very impressed as well. Victor Lindelof, I think his progression at Manchester United is looking very, very good. Indeed, he's showing that determination, that he can play out from the back. He's galloping forward more, is, Victor Lindelof as well. He struggled in his first season for consistency, but this season, he's fitting in that defensive line very, very well. And I think he's blending in very, very well, indeed. And I think, mainly Smalling has been playing alongside him, as we all know. That's been Solskjaer's third option, Smalling and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership. So basically, since Smalling has come back from injury, I think his performances have been very, very good alongside Lindelof in that central defensive area, without a shadow of a doubt. Chris Smalling, of course, has been one of the longest servants here at Manchester United. This is his 9th season now at Manchester United. Of course, he's won everything here as well. Bay hasn't really been featuring that much, to be quite honest with you. He has really been in and out of the team, but I still think, Eric Bay, has got a great potential, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm getting really impressed with Luke Shaw's performances as well. I think he looks very, very good on the left-hand side. He does make them overlapping runs. He shows that he can press high up the pitch as well, which is very, very good indeed. Luke Shaw, well Premier League proven, still quite young, so still got a lot of years ahead of him to grow and develop. But I think he's playing really, really well, Luke Shaw. And we do know that he's not known for injuries. He's an injury-prone player, as we all know. He's Luke Shaw, but to be quite fair, he's playing really, really well, and he showed some good, fantastic, distinctive play, to provide that goal, to get that assist, for Lukaku was a first goal as well. So Luke Shaw is playing really, really well indeed as well. But in my opinion, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got to get the job now as Manchester United manager on a full-time basis, as I currently said, based on his fantastic progression, as I currently said. And it had only cost us an additional fee of around £7-8 million, to get him on a full-time basis, because obviously so far we've initially paid £1.8 million, to get Solskjaer on a temporary basis, as I said. But his progression at Manchester United has been very, very good, and I do have trustworthy in him. I do believe he can take this team forward, and he can elevate us to that high level, as I said, and he can get us in that commanding position. We are aware that investment is needed. We are still lacking in key areas, as we all currently know. We are going to get a spending spree, to spend in the summer as well, and Solskjaer's going to have a big say on our transfer plans in the summer as well. But for me, Solskjaer, he shows that inspiration. He doesn't rest on his laurels, and if he sees a problem, he addresses that problem. He's motivated the team. He's got the confidence back in the team. The structure of the team's right. The cohesion of the team's right. Defensively, we've improved. We're creating more chances, as I said. The front men especially, are interchanging closer together. And you can, from back to front, we'll look so much better. And I think, there's been vast improvements defensively as well. But since Solskjaer's come in, he has met the expectations at Manchester United, as I said. So now he's definitely, got to get the job as Manchester United manager. Of course, he knows the club inside out anyway, because he flourished under Alex Ferguson for 11 years as a fantastic player. Won loads and loads of trophies, scored loads and loads of goals, as I said. And as a player. He flourished under Alex Ferguson, for 11 years. In terms of Silva, as a manager at the moment, he hasn't really proven himself in that scenario, but I do think, that will come, as I clearly said, when we get some new additions into the club in the summer and all that. And I do think we can be potentially, title contenders next season. He still did, though, as a manager so far, he did still win a couple of Norwegian titles with Mold. He had two spells with Mold, didn't he, separately, as we all know. Didn't have a good tenure at Cardiff, he got relegated with Cardiff, he only had the short tenure with Cardiff, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. But he has got a fantastic pedigree, and I think, he's got a sort of similar, philosophy to Alex Ferguson, and I think he's following, Sir Alex Ferguson's philosophy as well, because he's brought the fear factor back to the club, he's brought the good times, back to Manchester United as well, which is very, very good to see indeed. And, also too, Scott McTominay has been impressive in his last couple of games he's been playing.
Don't drop it.
What?
Don't drop it.
Don't
Got a picture of that Dean Douglas on Facebook.
What on?
Someone put it on this afternoon. And tribute supporting him for that guy who died. Everyone said he was a lovely man, heart of gold, and everybody's friend. And he was fun to be with and everything.
Yeah.
He'll be in jail, isn't he? He'll have been sent down. He would have been in court today. He'll be on calendar at 6. He'll be on news at 5. He hasn't been up this morning because it didn't come on news updates. So he'd have been up this afternoon.
Yeah.
I hope he enjoys going to prison for life.
Yeah.
His life's over, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's over, his life, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, so I think Scott McTominay the last couple of games has been playing well, very, very well. He's been giving good service and all that, he's been providing good service. He's been playing between the lines very, very well. As McTominay, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was saying, playing them simple passes through and all that as well. And he did do that against Crystal Palace yesterday. So Scott McTominay, didn't have a bad game yesterday, as I did say. Luke Shaw also had a good game as well. So obviously our objective this season is to get in that top 4 so we can invest more money, get Champions League for next season, and obviously hopefully we can progress in the FA Cup as well. And I do I'm very, very confident where we can do that. Reports do say we're going to get around £200 million to spend in the summer, and obviously we do expect departures in the summer as well, so we do expect some Manchester United players to leave as well. But I definitely think it's going to be a Man United win on Saturday, considering the amount of injuries we've got as well. But as Solskjaer did make clear when he came into the club, regardless of the injuries, he was going to give everybody the chance, including the young players, the fringe players and all that, which he has done. And he did say he was going to get the team to express themselves and, get them enjoying playing football again. And that's what he's exactly, brought to the club as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. So we are looking for our 10th Premier League win on Saturday against Southampton. It's going to be an easy win, in my opinion, because Southampton are very, very poor. They're fighting relegation this season. They've had a lot of negative results this season as well, considering that they have beaten Arsenal this season as well of Southampton. I haven't really heard much more in terms of transfer rumours that are currently going on. I may have a look at that maybe soon, as I currently said. But yeah, we do expect departures in the summer as well. But Paul Pogba, as I said, he's been one of our most influential players. He's been giving good service, to the front men. As I said, he's been playing them delicate passes through, been giving good service. His breaks, box to box, have been very, very good. The timing of his runs have been fantastic as well. And I do think he looks more effective, when he's playing in the number 10 role, just behind the centre forward. As I said, he looks very, very good in that position. He can play as a mid, but I think he's better in more of an attacking position. Paul Pogba. In relation to Lukaku, there has actually been strong speculation of Manchester United, actually selling him in the summer. If Manchester United do decide to sell Lukaku in the summer, Manchester, I think he's indicated that he does prefer the move to Juventus. Does Romelu Lukaku, even though I think he could still lose his place in the team. Romelu Lukaku, because we know mainly Rashford has been first choice, as we all know. But Lukaku, put a really, really good impact in yesterday. But if Manchester United do sell him in the summer, I don't think we'll recoup the initial £75 million we did pay for him. I think he's indicated that he does want to go to Juventus if Man United decide to get rid of him in the summer, as we all currently know as well. And he's done really, really well, Solskjaer, considering that we haven't invested since he's come in. And Solskjaer's inheriting 11 of Jose Mourinho's players. There's still plays here from Van Gaal, there's still plays here from the Alex Ferguson era, as we all currently know as well. I think there's only one matter here now from the David Moyes era, because obviously, Marion Fellaini has left the club, as we all know as well. So yeah, we'll give you some updates on some transfer rumours that are going on, because obviously the club are planning, to get some, players in the summer, as we all know. Of course, we do need someone on that right. We need a centre defensive mid that's fast and tenacious, and we do need a strong central defender, as we all currently know, and that's guaranteed. But as I did currently say, this is mainly the Tottenham versus Arsenal preview, as I currently said. So I will rename the video of the Tottenham versus Arsenal preview, the Man United versus Southampton preview, as I said. But Solskjaer's also confirmed in relating to James Garner. He said he could feature against Southampton as well. So he's gained Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's trust, and Solskjaer has compared him, to Michael Carrick. So what he's saying is he does believe that James Garner will emulate into the next Michael Carrick, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has explained. So he has compared him, to one of the greatest midfielders, in the modern era, as I said. So he has compared him, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has explained, and Solskjaer probably thinks he's capable of great things, this James Garner, and probably thinks, he has a great future ahead of him at Manchester United, James Garner. So will he break into the first team? A few other youngsters have been mentioned that could be given a chance as well. We know that Mason Greenwood got mentioned. Of course, he's injured at the moment, and he's been playing very, very well for the reserve team when he has been playing, Mason Greenwood, as well. So it's good to see, that he's not, Solskjaer doesn't rest on his laurels. He's not reluctant, to give the young players a chance as well. So that's very, very good indeed. So yeah, I expect Manchester United to win. I think it'll probably be at 2 or 3-0 to Manchester United at the weekend. I do think it'll be a comfortable win, even though in recent seasons we haven't been great against Southampton, as we all currently know. We haven't been great against them at home, especially the last 4 games. 3 of them have been draws. In the process, I think we had 1 win. In the last 4, there's been 3 draws. 1 Manchester United win. We did beat them in the FL Cup final a couple of years ago, 3-2. Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored the winner in that as well. So yeah, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. As I said, if you do consider subscribe, as always.